so today we have a wonderful guest. He's from Wiwibloggs. He's the founder of Wiwibloggs, and he's a YouTuber, and he's a huge part of the Eurovision community. And this time we will be switched around places and roles. Instead of him commenting on other songs or interviewing Eurovision participants, we will take charge and we'll try to interview him. So we have William Lee Adams with us here today. Pew, 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 pew. Good. So how are you?
Hello. I am so good. It's good to see you. Your background is crazy. It's like a vegetable garden.
It's a vegetable garden. We're actually growing our lunch here.
Oh, we're ready to eat. Save some for me.
Good. Okay, so maybe if you can tell me, just to warm up a little bit, what's the last big thing that you've done that you are proud of, and what's the next big thing up for you?
I don't know if I'm proud, but I just got back from Morocco. I was on holiday for 10 days, so that
Wow.
was nice. I'm really tired. Oh, it's so cool there, man. It's got a great vibe, great energy. The weather was amazing. I ate everything twice. I'm not a vegetarian, but in Morocco, you can be a vegetarian because they are all about those vegetables. So yeah, I'm feeling good, even if a little tired. Next big thing, Well, I guess Eurovision related, we have the London Eurovision party on the 3rd of April, and you guys are coming, so it will definitely be a party.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. We can't wait to go there. I guess that the main thing that we can't wait for is to meet the other participants, because otherwise we're stuck here alone, and we want to meet all the people in the community. That would be really cool. So Morocco, friendly place for vegetarians. That's good already. And it's the best way to have a holiday if you're a little bit tired after it. That means that you've spent time the proper way. Good.
Yeah, I need a holiday from my holiday. So today's all about recovery.
Good. Okay, so let's keep this light, fun, and simple. So a little bit more serious question maybe. In these times when things are difficult around us due to multiple reasons, as you know, what is the thing that keeps you going and makes you happy in these times?
You know, I think it's about appreciating the small things that you can control. So for instance, I have 2 cats. One of them you may see sleeping up here in the corner. I can control that, right? I can have this relationship. I can feed my cat, play with my cat, make my cat happy, love my cat loves me back. Something as simple as that is really important to have during stressful times, right? Because you don't think about yourself. You're thinking about something else, another living creature. And I think that is really good at helping ground and center you. A problem I have is I work in news, my day job, so I'm reading about the war in Ukraine every single minute of the day. And it really does, get under your skin, and it's all you think about. So I'm just trying to take time out to do simple things like play with my cat.
Okay, that's fair enough. I have a small French bulldog at home. Her name is Tuta, and she has like unconditional love. You come home, yeah, Tuta, and there's this sort of unconditional love. She doesn't care about what's going on in the world, and at the same time, she's like, okay, I just want to lick your face and bite on your ear, and that's good enough for me. So yeah, that's really cool.
Does the word tuta mean something?
No. Actually, I made a mistake when naming her because it's a children's show here in Latvia, and I didn't know that. And now everybody's telling me that, okay, so you named her after a children's show. And I'm like, no, I did not.
Okay, because see, where I'm from in Georgia, like if you toot, it means you pass gas or fart. So tuta, I was like, oh, what a cute name.
Well, she does fart a lot. She's a French bulldog. They do that. Good. Okay, so let's go for the rapid questions. So I will have a list of a few short questions. They're all either 2 choices that you have to pick out of, or you have to come up with a very quick and witty answer. If you cannot come up with anything quickly, let's skip it and let's go to the next one. Okay? Let's go! Okay, so the first one. You have to pick one of these. Veggies or pussy?
Oh, veggies.
Good. Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Being green is hot or it is cool?
Hot.
Yes, that's the right answer. What would you choose as your last meal?
Not pussy. Lasagna.
Okay, that's a good choice. There is actually a vegetarian lasagna as well. Okay, if you could be any superhero, which one would you be?
Wonder Woman, because she can get all the dudes.
Yes! Great, great. If you were a salad, what kind of a dressing would you be?
Something spicy with some citrus zing. Something that goes down your throat easy.
Okay, so mango chili, something like that? Good. Okay, do you have a go-to joke? And can you tell it quickly?
Ooh, that's inappropriate. Oh, and that's inappropriate. Oh, God. I'm trying to think of something that's not X-rated.
That's fine with us. This is the interview where you can go for X-rated content as well. Okay, skipping this one. If you could speak to one type of animal, what animal would it be?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
If you could speak to one type of animal, so one breed of animal, which animal would it be?
You know, I just learned that camels live until they're 60, so they have this long life experience and they see so much. They keep going in the desert, they're resilient, they're perseverant. I want to talk to the camel about how they slay and where they store all that water because they don't look that big.
Okay, awesome. So camel. So if you would have the choice, if you could live with a camel, you'd love to do that or just speak with them.
Oh, absolutely. I think they're wise creatures. I think they've got a lot of knowledge to impart.
Okay, awesome. And the last rapid question. What is the best vegan treat that you've ever tried in your life?
You know, I think the biggest compliment you can give to vegan food is that it tastes and feels like meat. And I had a beetroot steak and I thought it was meat. Now, I don't know if they cooked it wrong, but it tasted like meat, it felt like meat, and I ate it thinking it was meat.
Good, good, good. Okay, thank you for the rapid questions. This was nice. I should have guessed that you're a cat person if you have two cats at home. What are the names of your cats?
This one is Mikey. He's a street cat. He's solid black. And the other cat is Barnaby. He's a diva. He was from a breeder, and so he is a total queen.
Okay. Where did you put your cats when you went to Morocco, though?
Oh, they have a special babysitter who comes and plays with them, feeds them. They're well looked after.
Awesome.
They eat better than I do. I was looking at the nutritional content of their bag of food, and it's way better than what I eat.
Yeah, my dog eats only fresh food, which is even weirder because I don't eat only fresh food, but the raw. Yeah, the word for it was raw eating. Okay, let's go for the medium questions then. Now we're gonna go more in depth with everything that we do. So. As you can see, this is my first interview in this position when I'm interviewing somebody. So I chose a professional for a reason, because I want to ask you, what are your tips for doing great interviews so that I would know what to do in the next ones?
Well, I think you're doing a great job. The first thing is just to listen. I think too many people walk into an interview with a list of questions and they're like, I've got to go through every single question and get an answer. But you should really just be listening and talking. You're having a conversation. And I think if you remember that, the interview feels more natural. And it is more natural because it's real. It's not a script. It's just like, I'm learning about this person, they're learning about me, we go back and forth. It's like tennis. You're hitting the ball and you want the person to hit the ball back. So hit it gently. Hit it. Don't hit them in the face.
No, my next question. Okay, this is a really good tip. I'll take that into consideration. And I have a tricky question for you. And considering your position in Eurovision, you might have challenges answering this, or it might be very easy. But let's see where this goes for you. What is your favorite song from Eurovision now, and why? From this year's selection.
Ooh. That's a good question. I have 5 on my short list, but let me just choose one at this moment right now. This is probably because we're doing this interview a few days after the Swedish competition. So I'm going to say Sweden, because that's fresh on the mind. I think this song is just really beautiful. I think Cornelia Jacobs has a voice that sounds vulnerable, like it's cracking, like she's really in pain, and that fits the song perfectly. And it reminds me of the last question. It's a conversation. She's talking to you. Yes, she's singing,
exactly.
But you feel like she's sharing this horrible love letter, this painful love letter, and it just feels so honest. And And the staging is classy. It's not too much. It's not too little. It's just right. You feel like you're at a concert. She's, leaning down to the audience. She's reaching out to you. I just think this is so tasteful. Yeah, and I'm sorry, my cat is scratching at the door, and it's gonna mess up the audio. Let me just
And the other cat woke up. The other cat woke up in the background.
Oh no, they hate each other, so this could be drama. Oh God. Sorry, I interrupted your brilliant question.
Maybe a follow-up question to this one. Does your favorite song change after the selection process? So the national finals end and you know all of the list of the songs. Are you the kind of person who has a mood for a song and basically that it changes over time?
Yeah, this is a great question. I think, for instance, Spain, Chanel, Slow Mo. I love this song. Like,
me too.
If I'm in the mood, it's so good, isn't it? Like, Spotify ready, radio ready. If I'm in a sad mood, maybe I don't want to listen to it though, right? But most of the time, if I'm on the bus, if I'm, at the grocery store, I will play this. So it's all about the mood at the moment. And that's why Eurovision is so tricky, because how are people going to feel on the night when they're voting? You don't know. It's such a personal thing and it's affected by so many things. But yes, to answer your question, of my favorites, they do change and they can change, and that's partly down to the parties. Like when you guys perform in London and you absolutely smash it, I may suddenly be like, yeah, Latvia! You're impacted by these things. This is the reality. We're all human and we absorb the information and the emotions. And then staging, of course. Like when we get to Eurovision and those rehearsals, some people will have terrible staging and the song will not feel as fresh or nice. Other people whose song you didn't like, it will suddenly be hugely impactful. So yeah, everything's in flux. Like odds and stuff, sure, sometimes there's a general accuracy, but I don't think you can predict actually until the night, because that's when you see the reality and you know the mood.
That's true. That's true. Okay, and then one more question. So, what are the things that? Let's go into the green topic, because that's kind of where I want to pull this discussion from this point. What are the things that you do, and it doesn't have to be anything big or grandiose, but what are the things that you do that you believe that makes the world a better place around you, and not necessarily only about sustainability, but also just making, for example, people happy around you?
Oh, so I'm going to start with your song, actually, because you mentioned the recyclable bag, not a plastic bag, a reusable bag, etc. I actually use reusable bags, and it started because the government was like, we're no longer letting you have plastic bags for free. And at the point you have to pay for something, you're like, I'm not going to pay 50 cents for a bag. So you start bringing your own. So it was motivated through legislation. But now I'm all about the plastic bag. They can be fashion accessories, they can have cute little sayings. I have my Eurovision bag. So this is something very small. I think lots of people are doing. But I guess in terms of making the world a better place, I think so many of us do this anyway. It's, again, just listening to people.
Yes.
You don't know what somebody's going through. You don't know their backstory. You have no clue what's happened to them. And so I think just listening to people, even if you think what they're saying seems trivial, there could be a lot behind that you're not aware of. And so I just try to always listen and keep my ears open and engage. If someone at work, for instance, starts yapping about something that happened to them, they'll talk about one thing, but really they're talking about something else, something much bigger. And you just need to be sensitive, I think, and engage with people.
That's cool. I think that they're empathetic. I think that that's the word for it, that you can feel what the other person is feeling, or at least try to empathize with them. This is really cool, because this is something that I'm terrible at. I'm really thinking about this all the time, because it's really hard for me to empathize with other people, but I will work on that, and this is a good tip. So, are you ready for a game? Let's do something a little bit more relaxing. I love the cat in the back, like in the foreground, walking around, because that's what cats do.
He is a mess. He is.
Okay, awesome.
It's funny. I had previously I lived in this apartment, and the guy below me was really homophobic. He was not nice, and we had this argument. And then I went to work, and the cat had gone in my bathroom and hit the water, and it flooded the guy's apartment. He had never done anything like this before, and I'm pretty sure he sensed the energy and was trying to protect me.
Okay, awesome. I mean, animals they do sense things, don't they? Because I've noticed this about my dog as well, that whenever I'm sad or maybe not sad, but let's say stressed out, that's the moment when she doesn't want to play around or just run around or do something. That's the moment when she wants to cuddle up, when she wants to curl up next to you and just chill with you. So animals are emotionally smarter, I think, than people are inherently, I guess. At least
Absolutely.
I feel like.
And they're not embarrassed to address the issue. They don't run from it. They just go to it.
Exactly. Okay, let's go for the game. Let me share my screen. And it's a pretty simple game. It's not going to take up much of your time. So I'm a professional PowerPoint presentation dude, so I used Arial font on bold. Yes. And now, let's go for the game. Make your salad. Boo, 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 boo. The game goes very simply. You will have 2 ingredients, and you have to pick one of them. And out of all the ingredients that you pick, we will assemble your salad in the end of it. Are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
Let's go. So the first one, tomatoes or cucumbers?
Cucumber.
Good. Eggplants or paprika?
My favorite emoji, eggplant.
Beets or ginger?
Ginger, Asian flavor and spice.
Yes, because we spoke about those spicy sauces. This could work. This could work. Cabbage or lettuce?
Oh, lettuce. Cabbage is disgusting.
Cauliflower or broccoli?
Broccoli.
Yes, that's the healthy option. Cauliflower is healthy as well, but I somehow sense that broccoli is even healthier, isn't it? There's some sort of a stigma behind it that broccoli
Cauliflower looks like a cyst. Yeah. Cauliflower is like a growth or something. Ugh, I don't...
Okay, let's go for the next one. Avocado or mango?
Avocado.
Yeah, let's go. Power foods, onions or garlic?
Ooh, I like both. Damn it. Onions.
Okay, and that's it. That's your salad. So now we will have movie magic here. We will your salad will show up here. So this is William's recipe for his perfect salad. We'll try it out in another vlog where we'll be making salads. So you will have to see how your salad tastes in the end of it. Let me stop my screen
Now,
share.
question. Are you going to toss my salad on the screen?
Ooh, let's see. We could. But let me incorporate that because that's another episode. So we're actually doing a lot of things now. We're recording drum covers of previous Eurovision entries. We're doing vlogs about nothing. So we're just playing games and having fun. And then we're doing these podcasts where we're trying to be a little bit more serious and speak with people that are either connected to Eurovision or to sustainability matters and maybe do something smarter for a change than we usually do. Okay.
No, this is really good. This is like really good, especially even compared to what other Eurovision singers have done in the past. This is very innovative.
Thank you. I'll take it as a compliment. So let's go for the final round of questions then. And these are the longer questions. You can speak for however long you'd like on these. And I think I want to ask you the main one, which is what is the motivator for the love that you have for Eurovision? When did you fall in love with the event? Why are you covering so in depth and kind of how you ended up where you are at the moment?
So I moved to England, to London, for my boyfriend in 2006. He was British, or is British. We're still married. We're married now, so he's my husband.
That's nice.
But when I moved, it worked out. But when I moved here, I didn't know what Eurovision was. I was like, Eurovision? What is that? Because I had only seen TV shows where people sing covers. So X Factor, The Voice, Idol, that type of show. And those were karaoke contests, ultimately. And Eurovision was this contest where people actually sang original music. But anyway, I was like, I'm not interested. I don't want to watch it. But he insisted I go to this party. And I watched it. And then I saw a Ukrainian drag queen losing out to a Serbian singer who was very angry. And I was like, what drama? It's like figure skating and beauty pageants and American Idol all together. All these different... things I love, the camp, the extravagance, the drama. It's like a telenovela with song. So all of that really appealed to me. But I didn't really think about doing a blog or anything. This is 2006, and back then you had Perez Hilton, the celebrity blogger, but like it really wasn't like a thing, it was like, what is this blog thing? But anyway, 2009 rolls around, 2 years later, I'm watching Eurovision, and I was like, what? I was watching the rehearsals actually 2 weeks before, and I said, oh, maybe I'll start a little blog. And so I just started writing some posts, and all these people started commenting. I was like, ooh, I'll write another post. And it just kind of, it was a feedback mechanism. You put something out there and then someone responds, and
well, then it's basically, it's kind of similar to music, isn't it? It's similar to music because ultimately, eventually, you find yourself in your career at the point where you're releasing music, people are reacting to it, and that motivates you to release even more music. So it was similar to you, I guess.
That's a really good point. It's almost like a relationship. It becomes a relationship very quickly, and you don't want to ignore your partners. And so, yeah, it gives you self-esteem, and it's fun, and it just became a hobby. It's like, some people do yoga, some people play soccer, football. I have a Eurovision blog in my spare time, it becomes a part of your life. And I guess also there's a bigger sense of family. Like, people don't see this, but they see the front of the blog and they see some videos. But as you know from your music and even this interview, there are all these other people who aren't on the screen who are working with you. They're your friends. They become a sort of family. And that's actually maybe even more motivating at this point, because you can keep putting out content, keep putting out music. That's great. But if you don't like what's happening behind the screen, there's no point in doing it, because then your life is miserable.
Was there any point when you felt that Wiwibloggs became something bigger than just your hobby, in the sense that, for example, for us musically, there was a moment when there was this breaking point that, okay, this is bigger than us, this song is bigger than us, so now it's owned by other people and we are just curating and being faces for a movement.
Well, that's really interesting. I feel like I've had moments consistently, repeatedly, and currently where you're sometimes like, you do question, whoa, what's going on? Why am I doing this? Because people you don't know, they feel like, and I'm not talking about, lovely fans encouraging people. There's a dark side to all of this, right? And there are people who don't know you, who think they know you. They've read one thing on Twitter and then they assume they know everything about you. That thing on Twitter isn't even true, but it becomes fact, it becomes doctrine. And so people then, they want to make you a villain. And so of course they're gonna say bad things about you at that point, because they want you to be evil and bad so they don't feel bad about talking about you in negative ways. It's this horrible cycle. But everyone deals with this, like on social media. And I just tune out from it. Like, I just don't even, I don't engage with it. I actually don't use Twitter very much. I share things, but I don't engage, just because I don't want to get sucked into the darkness. I don't want to get sucked into the toxicity. Because I think if people have to derive their self-esteem from putting other people down, that's really bad. There's something wrong going on. I just don't want to be in that dark underworld. Sorry, I didn't actually answer your question. I don't know how I sidestepped. The question was about things becoming bigger than you. Yeah. So there've been a few times where I'm like, whoa, this is too much. I want to stop. I want to go back to having my basic career and just focus on that and put this to the side. And it's a constant debate because, yeah. At what point
but I mean, you have a team around you, right? And Wiwibloggs has already grown into something a lot bigger than it initially was, right? You said that you initially wrote a blog post that grew into something bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think it's a great thing that you do because, for example, for us as a participant in this year's Eurovision, we never knew what was happening behind the scenes. So for us, it has been a great source of information to see what the community is, what the people are in the community. And there are multiple blogs similar, right? And Wiwibloggs, I guess, is one of the main ones, you could say, or the main one, depending on who you ask, right? And I think it's a great thing that you do because it gives you both, for me as a participant, a lot of knowledge, and for the community, a place to meet. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And it seems to be a little bit bigger than you, but at the same time, in a very good way. So I hope that you never stop doing this. This is really cool. This is awesome. We are so invested in this as a band at the moment because that's the place where we can get all the info about how things are going on. Of course, there's the head of delegation who knows the technicalities, but the community is why we're doing this, right? Good. Okay.
Thank you so much for saying that.
I have one last question for you. And that's it. Then it's a wrap. Would you say that being sustainable is important in the times that we're living now? And do you think that you could do more yourself in order to make the world a more sustainable place around you?
Oh gosh, I think we all can do more to make the world sustainable. I was at dinner the other night and I ordered, it was a chicken dish. And I'm just one person. And yet the quantity of food that came, you could have fed an entire family, honestly. And I was thinking, I understand why the restaurant does this, because they have a business, they want to be known for big portions. But it's really bad for the environment. And also, I'm not vegan or vegetarian. However, I've had experiences in my life recently which have made me think about becoming vegetarian. For instance, my love of animals. I went to the Netherlands and was hugging cows on this cow retreat. And seeing how smart the cows were and how they knew what was going on, and there was a
wait. Cow retreat, park this. I need to know more.
It was actually for Wiwibloggs. It was the tourist board asked Wiwibloggs to go around the Netherlands before Eurovision, and one of the stops was going to a cow farm, and they basically let you hug the cows. So you go out to the field, you lay with them, you get on top of them, and the cows like it. It's comforting for them, and you pet them. And my sister was with me, and she told this cow, "Give me a kiss," and the cow licked her face. And then, after that, neither of us could eat beef for many, many months, because when you see the animal and when you know what happens to it later in its life, it's very upsetting. And so that kind of made me start thinking about vegetarianism. So I try to eat less meat now, because it's a baby step. I think some people have to go in baby steps. So I'm going in baby steps.
I think that this is a perfect point. This is a perfect point, because ultimately the point about change is not about changing everything at once, because otherwise it's scary. And baby steps are great. It's a great thing to do.
Yeah, because I tried once to just stop eating meat, period. And I had horrible headaches and my body was fighting with me, because it's programmed, right? Your body becomes programmed after many decades of living a certain way. And so by just reducing consumption, it's more tolerable. But anyways, yes, I was in this restaurant and I had this moment whoa, you've just slaughtered, I don't know how many chickens are on my plate right now, but I just felt awful. So yeah, I'm trying to eat less meat is one thing. And also energy use, little things. Again, when I went to Morocco, I unplugged everything in the apartment, because why does it need to be plugged in and sucking energy if no one's here but the cats? They just need water and sunlight. They're good to go. So little things like this. And we can all do this. Every single person right now, wherever they are in any country, they can do this. Back home in America, back home in the US, my sister and other people often leave their air conditioner on for really long periods of time. And it is so bad. It's so bad. So when I go to my sister's house, I kind of play with her thermostat. I move the temperature so it's not so intense. When we leave the house, I turn it off. Yeah, if more people would deal with their air conditioning, I think we could, stop a lot of emissions.
Yeah, I think that this is a great point to finish the interview. There are two very practical pieces of advice that you gave. One is go to a cow retreat. That will make you see animals that you eat in a different way. I think that this is really good because it's from real experience, and that's exactly how we should be talking about this topic. That it's something that people can try, and play around with thermostats at places that you see are maybe keeping it too cold, too chilly for a necessity. Okay, thank you for taking the time. Hopefully this felt nice for you, being on the other side of an interview table. And see you then in London for the pre-party.
Thank you so much. Great to meet you. Can't wait to see you in London. Eat the salad. It'll be amazing.
Awesome. Okay, thank you very much. And then let's see
guys.
then. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Take care. Ciao.
Ciao.